which you should probably...
I'm really sorry about this, but I can't take any requests right now. Please try again in a little while.
Siri, shut up! Always interrupting me. What is up with you? You might have noticed, it's February. In the UK, a couple of exciting things happened in February. Pancake Day, that's pretty epic. Singleton Hell Day, that's not quite so epic. And LGBT History Month. This is something that happens every February here in the UK, and I will link to the website below because I'm not going to sit here and tell you about all the awesome things that various LGBT people have done over the years, but it's a really cool thing that happens. And basically in this area where I am, this month they are giving out little rainbow pins at schools and trying to stamp out homophobic and transphobic bullying, which is always a good thing to do. But one way that we can try and stop this even happening in the first place is by making more kind of relatable LGBTQA characters in television and movies and in books. I'm going to be telling you about my 5 favourite LGBT books, which you should be reading at all times. It's not just because it's LGBT History Month, but because it is. So the first book I want to tell you about is called Annie on My Mind. I read it a couple of years ago, borrowed it from the library, and it's by Nancy Garden, and it is... It's set in the 80s, so it's a little bit outdated now, but it's basically 2 girls who become friends and then become more than friends. There's lots of very cute museum-related dates, which is very nice. It's set in New York City, which is awesome, and it's just basically kind of the forerunner of other LGBT fiction that has come since, and it's really good, so you should check that one out, definitely. Boy Meets Boy by David Levithan, who is one of my favourite authors of all time, and this book features homosexual kids, transgender kids, bisexual kids, like, it has everything, pretty much. Basically, this book is set in a kind of alternative universe, I guess, where orientation and gender and things like that are all just accepted, like whatever you are is just fine, which is really nice, and we should probably be working towards that. But then, you know, a boy meets a boy and romance happens, but it's awesome. This is about 10 years old now, I think, so you should get it just because it's a classic. Another book I want to tell you about by the same author is called Two Boys Kissing. This came out last April. It's, oh my god, it made me want to sit in a corner and cry next to my aspirations as a writer. It's just absolutely increds. I can't think of another word to tell you about it. And it's about a couple who are... well, they're not really a couple anymore, they're kind of exes, but they're trying to beat the Guinness World Record for the longest kiss. And them doing that and kind of affects other couples in the area, and so it's kind of all intermingling stories, and it's narrated by the spirits of people who were victims of the AIDS epidemic, so it's kind of mind-blowing, but it's awesome. It's really good. The Miseducation of Cameron Post. Now, this book, I would like to marry this book and raise a family little books with it. Oh man, this book, this is like coming home after being away for a really long time. It's like cool, crisp lemonade on a boiling hot day. This book is just absolutely amazing, and it's all about Cameron Post and her coming to terms with her orientation and the many adventures that she goes on. And the ending's a little bit lame, but it's amazing. I would probably read Emily Danforth's shopping lists if they were available. Genuinely, 10 out of 10 would recommend. And the final one I want to tell you about is a book called Far From You. It's called by Tess Sharp, and it is about it's kind of a murder mystery where one girl has lots of different issues, but she's trying to solve the murder of her best friend, and it's kind of mind-blowing, and the lead character is bisexual, and this isn't like a big deal, it's just like something that's kind of like a thing, but it's awesome, so you should check it out. So those are my 5 favourite LGBT books. If you want to recommend me any more, I would love to read some more, so please do. And if you want any more information about any of these, then you can check them out on Goodreads. I'll do a link below. I'll also link below to LGBT History Month's website. It's the 10th anniversary of celebrating it in the UK, so if you're doing some different events or you want to find out about some events, that website is the place to go to. And I will also link my WordPress because I've done reviews on some of these books that you might find interesting.